Guys, we got another green one. Let's go turn that grime into shine. In today's episode, we are discussing how to pressure wash concrete. Yeah, well, that's pretty easy, guys. I mean, at Mr. Bubbles, we utilize a 5-step approach. And those steps are: one, you want to pre-treat. Number two, you want to do what's called cutting or white tipping. Number three, surface cleaning, then rinse. And then finally, you want to post-treat. Now, I am pre-treating this with my house mix. This is actually a 50-50 mix, just a regular downstreaming solution. And I'm really excited about showing you guys this concrete because this patio here is actually like a really weird shape. You know what I mean? I've been looking for something like a little bit different to show you guys. So this is a little bit more advanced in that sense, because this is just not your typical, rectangle shape type patio. This patio is actually shaped like a football, and then it had like a weird little walkway on the side here that you're gonna see. And that's all you see me doing here, guys, in this first step here, pre-treating. Of course, if you're gonna get into the business, you're gonna have that access to that downstreaming solution, and you're gonna let that sit for about 10 minutes. I let it sit for about 10 minutes before I moved on to the cutting phase. So see the walkway I was talking to you guys about here. So you just want to make sure you get that chemical in there real nice, because your house streaming mix, if you're doing it properly, is going to have a surfactant in it or a degreaser, and that soap is going to get in there. It's going to help, with all that gunk. This patio here it has a lot of algae, a tremendous amount of mildew on it. And we're actually here at this house. There's a 2-man team here, and then I'm doing this patio. But the guys are handling 2 decks, the house wash, and also the pool deck. And then obviously you see me here doing this patio. So that's what you want to do there. You want to make sure that that solution is going to sit on that concrete for a little bit and kill all of that algae that's in there. And of course, we're dealing with porous concrete here, or basically pea gravel. So you want to really make sure that chemical sits in there and kills that as much as possible. So once that chemical has sat on that concrete for anywhere between 8 to 12 minutes, in this case here 10 minutes for me, you want to move on to the cutting phase. And that's what you see me here refer to as white tipping, because you're using your 40-degree white tip to pressure wash all of the debris. Not debris. Basically what the cutting is, you want to remove the space around the concrete that the surface cleaner is not going to be able to get to. So I'm putting like a basically like a 3-inch gap border right between the grass and the walls and everything. So then when I come through, my surface cleaner just makes it easier. And then the other thing that I'm doing here is, in this patio, there's a tremendous amount of moss in all the cracks of the concrete. So you're going to see me here in a second white tip that as well. So that's what you want to do with the cutting phase. You just want to make it as easy as possible for your surface cleaning. And, in this process, guys, is the same process that we use, for example, for, your driveways and pretty much any patio. And then you see me, this table here is actually pretty heavy. So what I did is I just pressure washed like about 2 feet in front of it, and then I pressure washed underneath it, and then I moved it back. And that's pretty much how you want to do it. I did move some plants and some other things before I started. Oh, and you can see in the background there, my guys are doing the pool patio back there. So, but yeah, that's all you want to do with the cutting phase, guys, is you just want to make sure that you make it a little bit easier for yourself to be able to surface clean. And then also, as customary now, we're going to talk about how we picked up this customer. And this is one customer, brand new customer to us. And we picked up this customer through Google My Business, GMB. And if you guys don't have that yet, obviously we highly recommend you sign up for Google My Business. It's absolutely free, does not cost you a dime. You just sign your company up. They send you a link and you activate it. And this is, I mean, guys, I mean, technology and all that. I mean, if you're not doing Google My Business with your business, I mean, I don't know what you're doing out there, but you want to make sure. And again, this is just a customer that Google pressure washing near me. Our name came up. We had the most reviews, and she read some of the reviews. She liked them, and here we are. So once the cutting phase is over, guys, you want to switch to your surface cleaning. And surface cleaning, I mean, there's really no secret to it. You just got to go slow. Some of the lines you might have to go, two times over the same line. But when you pre-treat, and you're moving slow enough, I usually only have to do each line once, like you see me doing here, because also we're gonna do that post treatment as well. So, and I actually wanted to take this time a little bit to talk to you guys about a story that happened to us a month ago. This past month, man, guys, we ran into the worst customer I've ever dealt with over a 10-year period. And so this is what happened. So I get a call from the field, and my technician's telling me that this customer is really irate, and that she's talking about, how she's going to go, badmouth us on Facebook and stuff. So, and that she's not paying until, the job gets completed 100%. So anyway, her house was only a couple minutes away from the shop. So I get in the truck and I go over there and I talk to this woman. And what had happened was, it wasn't her that hired us, it was her husband. Now, whenever we before we go to a customer's house, we always send some kind of agreement. In this case here, it was via text. Now, that agreement, will say, for example, this is what we're doing, house wash, this is the cost. And then it has a very detailed list of what it is that we're doing, what the house wash includes. For example, it'll say, house washing includes windows, siding, downspouts, fascia boards, etc. Right? And then underneath that, there's a clause, and it'll say, any other service will incur additional costs, may incur additional costs. So this is to protect us from things that have happened to us in the past, where people expect you to do all of this other stuff over there. And so this has always protected us. Now, so what happened is, this woman wanted her basement stairwell done, or she expected it to be done. And I went and I eyeballed it, and I was like, with the mentality, I already knew what the issue was when I got there. And I thought, well, if this thing is just something I can knock out in, less than 15, 20 minutes, that's not that big of a deal. And it was a $399 wash. But no, guys, guys, let me tell you, this basement stairwell, man, this thing was full of moss. It was full of mildew down there. It was nasty. I mean, it would have taken me about an hour to do that properly. So, I told her, I said, no, it's going to cost $100 to get that done. And she would not budge, guys. She would not budge. And here's what really got me. So I explained to her, I said, ma'am, this is what you agreed to. And she's like, I didn't agree to anything. So I showed her the text. And she's like, first off, I never saw that text, because you didn't deal with me. You dealt with my husband. And I didn't agree to anything. And I was like, well, I mean, your husband hired us. This is your home. And this is what's agreed to. And then she literally, guys, she looked at me and she goes, my husband doesn't pay the bills around here. I do. And I'm not paying until you do my basement stairwell. And guys, I mean, wow. This woman, the way she was talking about her husband, this, to me, then it wasn't even about the money anymore. It was just like the way she was talking about her husband, guys. You want to talk about disrespecting your spouse in public, man. I was just like, wow, what a piece of work this woman is. So finally, I just told the guys, wrap it up, we're out. And she started screaming at me, dropping F-bombs on me and stuff. Oh, this is the most unprofessional company I've ever dealt with, and blah, blah, blah. And, I'm gonna I'm gonna post about this on Facebook and all of the mumbo jumbo, right? So finally, I leave. Of course, that's exactly what she does. She does post on Facebook, the experience there. And guys, guess what happened? About 8 or 9 people, I never said anything or did anything about her post, but like 9 different people posted on there that, oh, this sounds weird because I just deal with Mr. Bubbles every year and this has never happened. And one person went hard on her, telling her to stop snitching on companies on Facebook and that Mr. Bubbles is one of the best companies in Southern Maryland and blah blah blah. Like a bunch of customers went on there, guys, and defended our company. So I was really happy about that. But anyway, let me tell you how the story ended, guys. So what happened is I basically didn't do anything from that perspective with the Facebook stuff. I didn't comment. I didn't do anything. But the very next day, I went down to the courthouse and I filed some paperwork to get a lien on her property. And then we texted her that, hey, check out this lien, and whenever you're ready to make payment, let us know, and we'll take that away. And then I want to say it was like that same week, but it was a couple days later, the check arrived in the mail and she took down that Facebook post. So, stick to your guns, guys. Don't let people walk all over you and treat you like crap and stuff like that, because, you're out here working hard and stuff. So, and make sure you protect yourself. Like I think I mentioned this in my other videos that, you want to make sure you have some kind of agreement, and that's going to protect you, because when you do have to file any kind of paperwork against a customer, you're going to want, they're going to want proof of everything. So obviously, we had an invoice and we had before and after pictures and all of that. So anyway, back to the task at hand here, guys, how to pressure wash concrete. Now, we got done with the surface cleaning. You saw me there with the 20-inch surface cleaner. And then now I'm just coming through and I am rinsing all the dirty water off of the concrete. Now, it's very important that when you are rinsing, guys, what you want to do also is at the same time you want to spot treat. And basically what that means is if you still have like big clumps of green or black stains on there, you want to go in close with your white tip. And you want to make sure you pressure wash that off, because you got to remember when you go through this whole process of pre-treat, cutting, surface cleaning, and rinsing, that's going to get you to about 98. I want to say, yeah, about 98% clean. And then you're going to need that post-treatment to get you to 100% clean. But in order for the post-treatment to work really well, you got to make sure that, you don't have any muddy water on the concrete. And, the customers here, they said that it's been, I want to say she said 4, maybe 5 years since they had this done. And it was nasty, guys. I mean, it was just full of mildew. And, and that's what you want to do. You just want to be really, really thorough with the rinsing. If you leave any sort of dirty water there, it's going to pool. And then eventually, I mean, it's just going to dry up and be a big clunk of mud there for you. But there's really no secret to concrete cleaning. And I always, I've told you guys this before that, this is going to be your bread and butter. So, most of the houses that you're going to go to, you are going to be doing some kind of surface cleaning, whether it's the driveway, the walkway, a patio, the pool deck, so you want to make sure, guys, that you develop a system for yourself. Now, I'm sharing with you guys our system, the Mr. Bubble system. And if you guys don't have a system for yourself yet, I highly recommend that, you guys just copy what we're doing until you're out there enough and you develop a system for yourself. And that's what I did. Everything I learned in this business, guys, I learned through the process of elimination or trial and error. So, if you don't have a way of doing things and you're inconsistent and you're always doing things in a different way, then the result for you is going to be different every time. And that's not what you want. You want to be very consistent and you want to provide customers with a consistent quality, right? So, we're done with the rinsing. We rinsed off all that dirty water. Now we're coming through, guys, with our post-treatment. Now, we at Mr. Bubbles, we use our own treatment that we make in house. We call it Goofy Juice. It's just a name that we gave it. And basically, what it is essentially it's a concrete brightener. It does have a little bit of SH in there, but not much. But it's got a lot of concrete brightener in there. So after a day or two, that concrete brightener, the sun's gonna hit it, and it's really gonna make that patio shine. Now, if you don't have anything like that, then what I would suggest you guys do is just put your regular house mix in that pump sprayer. Now, that pump sprayer, by the way, guys, is actually in the description down below. We order those on Amazon. We highly recommend those. I order about like 10 or 12 of them every year in the beginning of the year, and they work really well. You have to make sure you rinse them. So every day when I get back to the shop, I put water in them and I rinse the chemical out. But they last, man, they'll last you, you can get one season out of one pump sprayer. So, and I want to say they're only like 50 or 60 bucks for the pump sprayer. So I highly recommend you guys pick yourselves up a couple of those. But anyway, so the point is that, you put your house mix in there, whether it's 4%, 5%, or whatever, in our case, our house mix is a 50-50 mix. But, you want to use something, especially when concrete is porous or, it's aggregate or pea gravel or anything like that. You want to make sure that you're putting a lot of that solution on there. But anyway, that's all I got for today. I really, really appreciate you guys coming to my channel and watching this how to pressure wash concrete video. I also highly, highly recommend you guys watch the next one as well. In that episode, we are discussing the 10 things you must have inside your truck at all times. And I promise you guys that I keep something inside my truck that no one else has. So tune in to find out what. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.